Perspective. Today we will find out how perspective is connected to stories. Do you remember the meaning of the word perspective? Let's find out. Perspective means points of view. Have you ever noticed that when we read a story, we build on our own points of view about a character? Our points of view could be different or similar to the others, and this is called perspective. Today we will read a story. Are all wizards mean? So, what is your perspective about this wizard? Write down your answer in one sentence or a word on your paper. Willie the wizard lived in a forest near a town named Townsville. He wore a shiny blue cloak and a hat with stars on it. The stars sparkled in the sunlight and glowed at night. Willie loved strolling in the forest and collecting things to prepare his magical spells. He collected dried leaves, berries, sticks, pebbles, and all sorts of strange things. He even picked nutshells. One night, when he was out in the forest, filling his pockets with all sorts of things, he heard a squeaky voice coming from behind the bushes. "Who is that?" asked the wizard. He poked his wand into the bushes, and a tiny little squirrel popped out his head with fright. "Why do you look afraid?" asked Willie. "Is there something that is bothering you?" The squirrel feebly squeaked and said, "I left my sack of nuts in the bush and went to fetch some water, but now I cannot find it." On hearing this, Willie looked into his cloak's pockets. Then he looked into his big hat. "Ah, there it is!" shouted the wizard, and pulled out the magic potion. He shook it vigorously, shook and shook until it bubbled, and pop went the wooden cork into the air. Soon they were surrounded with blue smoke. When the smoke cleared, a bag full of nuts appeared in front of them. "I can't believe it!" cried the squirrel, with surprise. "How did you do that?" "Ha, ha, ha! Just a little magic that gets back what is yours," laughed Willie. "I thought wizards cast spells that are horrible, but you are different. You are kind," said the squirrel. "Well, not all wizards are evil, my friend," said Willie, and disappeared into thin air. In an instant the squirrel found himself safe at home. I hope you enjoyed the story. We are now going to move on to a few discussion questions and a very interesting task for you all to do. So let's have a look at it. How did your perspective about the wizard change? Which part of the story tells us that Willie was a kind wizard? Was the squirrel's perspective similar to your first perspective? How? Design yourself a wizard's costume and write about a magical power that you would like to have.